Hello and welcome, everyone. As always, I welcome you all to the aftermarket analysis session. This is the aftermarket analysis session for the Indian markets Nifty and Bank Nifty, where after the market closes, we look at where the buyers were in Nifty, where the sellers were, and basically, we try to read the footprint properly. If you are new and want to learn order flow or want to learn how to use the footprint properly, then you can join this daily live webinar at 5 p.m. in the evening. The link for this webinar is uploaded on GoCharting's Discord and Telegram before 5 p.m. in the evening. Also, if you are using GoCharting at that particular point, you will get a webinar notification in the top right corner. By clicking on this notification, you can also join the webinar from here. In any case, if you are not able to watch this webinar, then the recording of this webinar is uploaded on all GoCharting YouTube channels in that particular language. I have shared all the links here in the chat box. You all can go and join the community and all the YouTube channels. Okay. So before we properly read the order flow, let's first take a look at yesterday's volume profile confirmation to see what kind of confirmation the volume profile gave us yesterday. Yesterday, the market made a significant move on the downside, and these were some of the levels. Okay. This is tomorrow's market moment. Okay, in this market movement, there was a level in the volume profile which was also yesterday's opposition. Here, there was a pretty good volume node, and along with that, we had marked both these volume nodes. Why did we mark them? Because we also had the volume profile from the previous few sessions here, so we marked the two volume nodes from yesterday, and the good thing was that today, the entire Nifty stayed within those two nodes of yesterday's volume profile. Alright, so we have now looked at the volume profile. Now let's see how the order flow gave confirmation on these same volume profiles. Let's try to read the footprint properly. Let's see where the buyers were, where the sellers were, and what exactly was happening where. Okay. Okay, so before reading the footprint properly, you should know what delta is, because with the help of delta, we are going to read the footprint here. Now, see how we are going to read it. This is the first candle, okay. In the footprint of this first candle, on the right side, we have the buyers. On the left side, we have the sellers. For once, let's add up all the buyers. Suppose the total here comes out to be 1 lakh, around 1 lakh, okay, plus 1 lakh. And then, let's add up all the sellers on the left side. Now, suppose the total here comes out to be 1,24,000. Let's denote this as the seller. Now, this is the buyer, the total on the buyer side, and this is the total on the seller side. What is the difference between these two here? 24,000, okay, 24,000. Who has more? It's the seller, that's why the value is inside the red box and there's a negative sign in front of the value, because this is showing that the sellers are more powerful right now, and this is what we call delta. Negative delta simply means sellers. What is the value of sellers? 24,000, okay. So basically, in this entire candle, there are more sellers compared to buyers. How many more? 24,000. Now let's pick this candle. What has happened here? Positive delta. Okay, now see, it's not inside the red box, it's inside the green box, and also, there is no negative sign in front of the value. So this means that in this candle, this time, there are more buyers, around 24,000. Okay, we call this positive delta. Positive means equal to buyer simply. This time, in this candle, there are 24,000 more buyers compared to sellers. It's simple, just pick any candle, like I picked this candle. When I checked the delta of this candle, yes, there are more sellers. How many more? 2000. Okay, I picked this candle. What is the delta of this candle showing? That in this candle, buyers are more powerful. How many more? Around 53,000. Okay, now just look at any candle and you will easily understand who is more powerful in that candle. Like the first two candles, they are green candles, but there was hardly any buying scenario. Meaning buyers were not powerful at all in these candles if we talk according to the delta. Okay, so now look at this. There are some candles whose delta is 65,000, 96,000, 48,000, 53,000, okay, and 24,000. But if you look here, there is 69,000 as well, and there are some candles whose delta is only 2,000. Only 2,000, okay. Only 15,000. Only 7,000, meaning just a few candles. Negative delta and positive delta. We are talking about both together. There are some candles whose delta is very high, and some candles whose delta is very low. So, the candles with a very high delta have seen more buying and selling, and the candles with a low delta have seen less buying and selling. So basically, what will make the market direction clear is where there is more buying and selling. Okay, so what we will do here is pick those candles which have a heavy delta, whether it's on the positive side or the negative side. Okay, we will read the footprint of only those candles. For example, let's read the first candle here itself from yesterday. The volume just now, the delta is 24,000, which is a low delta. Here, we can pick those candles whose delta is above 30 to 35. But even the minimum delta is giving a pretty good confirmation. What confirmation is it giving? That at one point, the delta of this candle was around 70,000, but by the time the candle closed, some buyers had come in. That's why the delta of this candle came down to around 24,000. Alright, so who is more powerful inside this candle? The delta has already shown that the sellers are powerful. Now, on the footprint, which side is for the sellers? It's the left side, so we'll jump to the left side because the sellers are powerful, right? So what will we do about the buyers? We'll jump to the seller's side and mark that zone, where the maximum selling has taken place. This is that zone. More or less, if we say, look here, selling of 50,000 and 60,000 has happened here the most. What happened in the next candle? The price broke upwards. What happened in the next candle? Again, in the price, I mean, this selling zone 1, yesterday's opposition zone is anyway an important zone, and on top of that, there was some light selling here as well. Okay, some light, but fairly decent selling in the next candle. Next. What confirmation did the next candle give? That the selling zone of the first candle, there was hardly any selling there. This is the selling zone where the most selling happened, and in the next candle, the market stayed above that. What does this mean? That all the selling which happened in the first candle has now been completely absorbed here. Opposition zone plus selling absorption. It was a good scenario for a bullish play. Okay, all the selling. This candle also gave confirmation. This candle also confirmed that all the selling from the first candle is being absorbed. There was selling in the second candle as well. At that particular spot, there was selling at 39 as well. There was selling at 26 too. Selling is happening in both candles, and all the selling is taking place in the same zone. That zone is not breaking on the downside. Look at the next candle. A nice candle was formed. A green candle in which there was decent buying activity, and it confirmed that yes, the selling from the first two candles is being absorbed. After the selling absorption, there was a significant down. Sorry, there was an upside movement. See here, in both candles, there was strong buying back to back. Which candle has the higher delta, and in these candles, which is the buying zone? If we, for now, only pick those candles which have heavy delta and look at the buying and selling zones of those specific candles. Like here, see, this one has a delta of 65k, but there was even more buying in the next candle, a delta of 96k. So what's the better option? To trade the footprint of this candle. This is the zone where the maximum buying has taken place. Now look, in the first candle, there's 49k and 32k at the back, but here, see, there's 45k, 36k and additionally 32k, so this zone is more powerful. Again, there was buying in the next candle as well. But out of these 4 candles, the maximum buying happened in this candle, and from the buying zone of this very candle, we don't do anything else. Right now, since buying is happening, we are only looking at buying and those zones, particularly where the maximum buying has taken place. Next, there was buying in the next candle as well. Look at the negative delta here. 12,000 is very less, not equal. But what was the best thing that happened here? 1, 2, 3. 3 candles held the buying zone without any selling interest. There is still one more move to the upside left in this whole episode. One was this 96k delta and the other was this 82k delta. Its maximum delta was around 93k. Somewhere inside this candle there was buying, which is the buying zone. This is the buying within this candle, but right now the market has given a pretty big upside movement and has also faced a resistance. Now let's see whether this resistance breaks or not. That's important buying, but there is a bit of difficulty in going long. What can happen is that there is a resistance here, and how is this resistance? We had seen that this resistance is from yesterday's volume note, okay, and also from the combined data of the last few sessions. Here is one of. There was another bang. A pretty solid bang came in. Look at this. The biggest one is a delta of 93k and it's a positive delta. Here, it was 107k. Now if we mark this bang, this is the bang zone. This is the first such bang zone where a big bang happened and that bang zone broke towards the downside. Here, there is another bang zone, a support zone. But this is that first zone. As soon as the market faced resistance, it started having some trouble here. How? Just look at this. Perfectly pin to pin hole and again pin to pin hole. The next candle on the downside didn't break even a single point. Here too, not a single zone on the downside was broken. Look here, in the very next candle, this started happening. So that means this was the place where buying got absorbed. Okay, so there is resistance above and a support zone below. What would be the better option? Wait for another bang when the price starts moving up or see what happened here. As soon as all the buying in this candle started getting absorbed, aggressive sellers also entered here. Look, quite a few sellers came in. Back-to-back selling, 47k selling, 33k selling. And the good thing was that this entire buying zone got broken here. Now that this buying zone has also been broken, where is the next support zone? It's here. This is the place where buying absorption happened. This is the spot of buying absorption. And the good thing is, there's a resistance as well. And the sellers came and broke this buying zone too. So now, the path up to here is clear for us because the buying zone of this candle is gone. The market came down from here once. Now, just understand that it came to the pullback of this candle. This time, there is nothing on the buying side. Look at this. It's a 10k delta. The highest delta is 10k. And by the way, what delta are we getting? Above 90k. So, this 10k is not any real buying. 3 or 4 candles got stuck here properly. Okay, without any buying interest, and the market moved back towards a support zone. Now, even at this support zone, we saw some selling 33K worth of selling. See, it means the support was tested and we saw some selling there. So, this means the better option is to wait a bit. The fourth candle even broke this spot zone and broke it with quite a bit of selling 37K delta. Now, even this support zone has been broken. The market is even more bearish now. Let's see which one is the last support zone here. What happened? Today's candle had the highest volume and the most buying and selling. If you see in these two candles, look at this back-to-back 110K delta. Till now, we hadn't seen such back-to-back action. Delta has shown that there has been more selling, so the same thing, this has even broken the support zone. Now, there isn't any bullish zone left. There has been selling in the market. Let's look at the zone where the most selling has happened. See here, 45K selling, and here, 1,22,000 selling has happened, and if we mark it a bit. See, this is the place where there was heavy back-to-back selling inside both candles. Look at this, if we marked it into separate zones. What happened on the pullback from these selling zones of both candles? Both the selling zones of the candles got broken, so what does that mean? It simply means that aggressive sellers came in here again. But again, all the selling here got absorbed once more. Aggressive buyers also stepped in. Okay, a pullback came. The pullback got stuck here. Again, there was an upside movement. Again, there was a pullback. Again, there was an upside movement, and as Nifty kept getting rejected from here, it closed. So, what did we observe in today's market? In today's market, there was both an up and a dump. How did order flow help us? We saw selling absorption. Again, there was buying activity here which created a support zone. Again, there was buying activity here which created a support zone. Okay, this is the buying activity where absorption happened, and the first zone where the buying zone broke and buying absorption took place. So, there was already resistance here. When aggressive sellers came in, the path till here became clear. It came back on the pullback. There was selling at the support zone. It gave another confirmation that it's better to pause for now, and all the selling broke through all the buying zones. Meaning, when it went up, there was quite a lot of buying visible. But as soon as it started coming down, there was significant selling above the support zone, and the biggest selling happened right here. The very next candle confirmed that the selling from both these candles was absorbed here. Aggressive buyers also entered at this price. After a pretty good pullback, it got stuck again right where the selling absorption had happened. In the morning, selling absorption occurred here. One good thing was there were strong rejections seen after from this same zone. This was today's Nifty analysis. Now, whatever doubts you all have, please unmute yourself and ask.